Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to today's live. I hope you're all doing well. And welcome to today's session. I hope that today brings you some peace, brings you some clarity and answers to the questions that you bring today. Hey to everyone in the chat. Hey Ivo, hey Tia, Pure Gamer, Danny Baby, Exceptional Case, Poppy, Geeta, Lily. The list is filling up quick and I have had to close it already, so please just be mindful to book early just to secure your spot. I always open the list the day before that I go live. I go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So for anyone who missed the list today, please do catch us on Friday. And like I say, I'll open the list tomorrow. Just check out the community tab. I'll post the list in a minute, but for anyone, just a quick reminder of how I read. So I'm an energy reader, checking into your energy, your situation, anyone involved in that situation. So please provide detail, context, so that you can receive a meaningful reading. I don't do yes/no questions. I don't do general or timelines. So please just bear that in mind as well. I can see like a reflective light there, so maybe it's a little orb. I'm going to go over and grab the list, so just bear with me one moment. So this is the first half. Danny Carmona, you are first, my dear, if you were here. I don't think I've seen Danny, but he might be here and just not posted. And there's the second half. So there's the list. I can't see your name on the list, Poppy. I'm afraid there's for anyone who, if you're new here, how it would work is that there's a pinned comment at the top of the chat, which takes you to a link to add your username and add your like number, and then you're added to a list. But as soon as that list closed, then there's only capacity, obviously, for so many people. But please do join us on Friday. Like I say, the list will be open on Thursday tomorrow. So, happy Wednesday, Geeta. Hey, Venny. So, I don't think Danny's here. It may be taking time to post. But we have Danny Carmona and then we have Diamond Girl. So posting your question is not in how we operate here, Poppy. So there's a list that you need to fill in a form. But please do join us on Friday. So we have Danny Carmona and Diamond Girl. Venny, go ahead and post your question as well, my dear, if you are here, because I don't think Danny Carmona is here. So we've got Diamond Girl and we've got Venny. And I'm using the Muse Tarot deck today. Cards are already popping. Thank you, Venny. Yeah, for anyone, if you're not on the list, do join us on Friday. You can check out for the details of how it operates, how the list is created. Check out the community page. The details of previous lives are there. But basically the list will check out the community post tomorrow. I'll confirm the time of the live on Friday, and you can be added to the list on Thursday. Okay, no problem, Danny. See you then. Okay, so Venny, this is for you. So Venny asks, what is coming up in my career? Can I finally expect a career change? In a way, I can expect a location change. Currently, I'm working in a stagnant place, which I don't see any progress for long. Okay. And Venny, are you applying for other jobs? Are you... I imagine that you are. Let's see what's coming down the track. What's the advice for career for Venny, please, Spirit? Okay. So we are nearing the end. The end is nearer than what you may think or feel. The 10 of Inspiration is about an ending, an end of an era, an end of a cycle, which it has been your current job, which has been a struggle. 10 of Inspiration is when we arrive at the end of a journey and we're burnt out, essentially. Okay. 10 of Inspiration is that feeling of feeling drained, and it's been a struggle. We've been on the struggle bus for some time now, but we've fought on and we've persisted and we've kind of hung in, and we've hung in because we know that we have to play the long game, that throwing this job in, say, was not the right idea. We have to kind of stick it out until the new job appears. Yeah. But this is good news in the sense of that you will be able to put this burden down, and this burden is that job. And then it paves the way, it opens the way for what comes after the 10. We circle back round to an ace, and there is a fresh start, a new beginning. So I'm going to ask Spirit about this new beginning, this fresh start of this new job. Thanks, Anne, for moderating. Yeah, Diamond, if you can. There, I can see that you've posted, Diamond. Okay, so what is this new beginning, this new career beginning? What kind of, can you tell us about that, Spirit? Of what Venny can expect? Ooh, lovely. So the next step is actually quite a big shift and a big deal. It's not just going to be, you know, just another job in a way. It's something that really aligns with your life path. So I would also advise to bear that in mind when looking for your next job and your next career shift. Don't just take whatever comes along. If we can hang in to just the job that we're doing now, we need to wait for something that really truly aligns with our spirit and our soul and our life path, that has a deeper meaning than just a job that pays the bills. Obviously, sometimes, you know, many of us have all been in a job that does that just pays the bills. But I feel like for you, Venny, that it's important in your next step to try to go for something that has more meaning. So really ask yourself this question, like, I mean, do you know the direction of what you want to go in? Or begin to explore this in a deeper level of what you would find actually something that would be fulfilling for you, that would align with you. So if that, whatever area that might be in, and it might be a change of career is what is required next. Or it could be in the same area, but it could be a different role. It could be a different company. But use this time You know, when we're looking, before this Lovers card, which is about, when it's not about, say, a love reading, it's still about a deep connection. And in this area of career, we're looking, and Spirit is advising for, we're looking for a deep connection in our career, because we spend so much time and energy, you know, on our career, on our job often, you know. So let's make sure that it aligns with who we are so that we can grow and blossom and expand. Maybe you know already, like I say, what your career path that is aligned with your soul and spirit as well is. And we need to move more. Now is the time to take that risk and go in that direction. Or maybe it's time to explore and find out what that is. It may involve, you know, returning to study even. I hope that resonated. I'll leave that there. Okay. I'm looking forward to getting married and moving out with my partner, so the new job should be with that. But what I would say, Venny, within that, so that could be your connection there as well, that Lovers card even coming through with that married connection. But I also would look, you know, look at the job on a deeper level. Yeah. Okay. Diamond Girl. So Luna, the list is closed today. Please do catch us on Friday though. So I go live Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Keep an eye on the community posts for updates. Okay, so Diamond Girl asks, so after Diamond Girl we have Country, my love. If you are here, please go ahead and post. I see that you are there, Country. I'll read for you after Diamond Girl. So Diamond Girl, now this is a kind of yes, no question. Okay, so am I meant to be on this path with S being in my life? I wouldn't really ask the tarot. It's not how I would use the tarot. What I could ask is, what is the lesson? What is the energy of this relationship on your life path? How about that? So what, like I say, what lesson, what is this connection all about on my life path? I think would be more a better way to phrase it. Let's see what comes. Oh, there we go. Interesting. Something connected to your victory and success, because Six of Inspiration is about victory and success. That this is you under a spotlight, being acknowledged, which is interesting. Knight of Voices. Tell me where we're at with S at the minute, Diamond Girl. Are we in contact? Are we in no contact? Just tell me where you're at the moment. Obviously, this kind of goes deeper because this is about the life lesson here. So a lot of fire here, so a lot of passion, a lot of magnetism in this connection, in this union. The Six of Inspiration, I feel like it's about, coupled with the Queen of Inspiration, is about, it's all about confidence. It's about asking for what you want, having your own self-worth, speaking out, taking control of the situation, having self-belief and belief in being victorious and being able to get what you want. So maybe there's something in here about if this person has made you question yourself or doubt yourself, about not internalizing that. It's about believing, still being able to get what you want as well. That can lean into like manifestation and not being thrown off by the 3D and what you're seeing at the moment, but still standing strong and having a lot of self-belief. Has this person, I think, maybe made you question yourself and made you doubt yourself? Because the Knight of Voices, okay, this can be, because I believe this is their energy. It can be in and out energy, okay? Knight of Voices is, you know, that they can come in and they can say the right words and bring a lot of joy and a lot of happiness. But the Knights often, because there's an immaturity there and they can't back up the words that they say, sometimes they haven't got the maturity, they haven't got the intent to back up the words of what they've said or what they do. So there's some kind of dynamic going on there, and it's interesting, you come through as a queen, which is someone who is more mature really and more evolved. And that's part of the lesson here, is becoming that Queen of Inspiration, like becoming that Queen of Wands, and not letting this person's kind of immaturity or in-out energy really throw you off. But you're a queen and they are a knight. That's how you've come through here. And I think that a lesson here and something to hold on to. Look at all this fire though. Look, every card has this bright orange. So there's a strong pull here, and there's a magnetism that maybe both of you will keep coming back together. Even if you drift apart, it's like you keep getting pulled back in because there is this fiery magnetic pull. And what I would say is, with this person, don't let their behavior throw you off. Don't let their behavior bring in this self-doubt and bring in this dull your shine, or let them chip away at your confidence. It's a them problem. It's their immaturity. It's not reflective even of how they feel about you. And this is the energy that you need to embody. Remember who you are, don't let them impact you and forget who you are. And also remember that you're the more mature one in this situation. I hope that resonated. Diamond says, yeah, it's like I can't walk away no matter how much I try. So I often think that, like, sometimes if you're like that, sometimes it's helpful for a while anyway, at least, to kind of give up that struggle, give up that fight, like allow yourself to not have to walk away right now. and just say, you know, it's a really powerful magnetic pull. There is a lesson here, and try to hold on to your confidence and fight for what you want, and within even not cut them off, you know, try to be strong within the connection. If we're not ready to cut someone off, sometimes it's more draining to just keep trying and failing, and that can make you feel very bad about yourself. Hey Divine, the list is closed today, but please join us on Friday. So country, this is for you. So country, so after country, we've got Tia Bia, if you want to be ready, Tia, with your question. Country asks, recently I reached a boiling point and blocked my DJ. Interesting, country. He seems so nonchalant, okay, leading up to this. How's he really feeling since the moment? I can't be the only one feeling this emptiness. Oh, I'm sorry, country, that you're going through that. Let's see what's going on with DJ then behind this. Let's have a look at DJ Spirit. Ace of Inspiration. Planning, thinking on reaching out. Ace is a beginning, an offering, a fresh start. And you see all these thoughts here. So there is a lot of thinking going on, a lot of contemplation, yeah? Tell me more, Spirit. I even want to say as well, because it's fire country, so there can be some frustration, some, you know, anger even behind the scenes there, which is not necessarily a bad thing, yeah, because that really kind of has stirred a reaction, because, you know, it's the sort of nonchalant, the kind of not being bothered about anything that can be so hurtful in a way and so painful, when we just feels like, you know, someone not caring and being non-reactive and not being able to impact them can sometimes be the most painful thing, you know, and someone getting angry and it's showing some passion and some feeling, obviously within reason, you know, at least tells us, you know, lets us know that they care. So I feel like behind the scenes, this has stirred the pot and has pushed them, like maybe this is their default position, country, like through life, that their coping mechanism even is to be like, I don't care, I'm not bothered. And lots of people kind of have that as their, what we call like a racket, yeah, which is like the mask that we wear. I'm not bothered, you know. Tell me more, Spirit, about DJ. Ooh. And then some sadness. So not only some anger and frustration, but also 5 emotions: sadness, disappointment, loss. So again, it has awoken those feelings. They certainly are having a reaction, I would say. Now the 5 of emotions, it can be a little bit defeatist, yeah, because the lesson or the message of the 5 of emotions is Yes, feel that sadness, feel that disappointment, but also let's not get stuck there, let's not spiral down, because sometimes again as well, like this nonchalant, not caring, not bothered, it can be a little bit defeatist as well. It can come from that same place of like as if you haven't got any power in the situation, and that really they will need to fight for this. Yeah, that's what they need to really step up and show now, because the five emotions says, yeah, allow yourself to be sad, allow yourself to feel those disappointments and loss. But at the end of the day, once we've had that time and moment, we need to look at what actually remains of this situation. And in the traditional deck, the Rider-Waite, there is 3 cups that is spilt over, which is like represents what's gone wrong between you two, what hasn't worked out. But 2 cups remain, 2 cups still stand. And the person in the image needs to turn around and notice these 2 of cups and pull themselves away from fixating on the loss and the defeatedness of that loss, of oh, it's over, and see actually there is potential here still, there is 2 cups that still remain. Country says, right, that's what pushed me to my breaking point. Yeah, I know you care, but hello, show me. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't, if they care and they're not able to show it, then what does that matter at the end of the day, isn't it? Like the action, so you will get some communication, that's all that I can sort of guarantee you, Country. 5 of Voices as well, it can actually be about like some disagreements and even having an argument, but maybe this will be kind of healthy and good for this connection to maybe, you know, have it out, to even have an argument, to at least be able to say that, get out the difficult things that need to be said, because it's swords, yeah, so it can be the harsh side, you know, the sharp side of the sword. Like words are powerful, words can cut deep, words can cut to the truth, and I feel like that's what needs to happen. I feel like their plan is, because this is what is their plan, the 5 of Voices is about communication, but there will be some conflict here, so kind of expect that, but don't necessarily see it as a bad thing. It's an opportunity to, I feel like we need to get out on the table some things that have been brewing for some time and need to be said. And this Ace of Inspiration is like that new beginning, that new opportunity, that new offering. So expect communication to come through from them. It will be complicated. There may be, you know, difficult, I would say a difficult conversation needs to be had. An argument needs to be had. But get this out on the table. Use this opportunity. Don't hold back to speak your truth. And kind of maybe let loose a bit. Maybe you're someone who, I think, who, you know, always wants to be fair and give people a lot of rope. But we've reached the point where it's like we need to not be as sensitive about the other person's feelings to the point of detriment. Yeah, so I hope that resonates. No, Sruthi, yeah, you're after Tia Beer. I'll just post the list. I see Tia Beer's question. And I'll just post the list again. Oh my goodness, something's gone wrong. There we go. Absolutely right. I'm at the end of my rope now. Exactly. You're welcome, country. So it's like you've got nothing to lose at this point, have you, country? So I would say don't hold back when you get this when you get to have this conversation. Okay, Tia, my love, this is for you. I'm just going to scroll back and get your question. Tia says, Pisces did reach out, okay, while away, and asked if I was travelling for the holiday. I told him no, he should be back now, wondering what he's planning. Okay, so what is your Pisces planning, Tia? Spirit, what is the Pisces planning? Ooh, the Empress. Something big, that feels like. Tell me more, Spirit. Clarify this Empress energy. Another major arcana. 2 major arcanas, my goodness. Justice. The wrongs being righted. The restoring of fairness. The balancing of the scales. Tia. I feel like the intentions are good here, yeah? I feel like, you know, you're the Empress energy, because the Empress energy is the divine feminine. So they still hold you in high regard, yeah? They still see that there is a lot here. There is so much, you know, there's a universe within inside this Empress, yeah? And then coupled with the Justice card, which is about, you know, fairness. It's about this particular deck. I always see, you know, transformational energy, a renewal, a new beginning, an emergence. And look at this, like the connection of the 2 hands there reaching out to one another. So I don't know what's happened in this distance. Maybe they've been doing some deep thinking. But there's some powerful energies with these major arcanas, so and powerful energies moving in the right direction for this connection, I would say. Anything else? One final message here. I would say, you know, this is like they want to make this work still. There's nothing, you know, this couple, this combination, you know, is about that they're still very invested in this, and that they've maybe had some profound feelings and profound thoughts in this space that they've took away, and that they've been they do seem to be, you know, someone who is a deep thinker and a deep feeler. Does that come across to, you know, to you as well? Like they seem to be sometimes in a way like too deep, if there is such a thing, in the sense that they get lost in their emotions, they get lost in the possibilities of this could happen or that could happen, you know. And sometimes I feel like they just need to relax a little bit sometimes with this Pisces, but here they are continuing with these kind of big feelings, big thoughts. But in the sense that you are their Empress and they want justice in this situation, which is to right the wrongs that have gone on between you and restore the scales of justice and transform this relationship for the good. So no small thing there, you know. Yeah, he's a deep thinker, he is. Yeah, I was not expecting such a big, powerful message there, actually, Tia. I thought it might just be something more from the minor arcana, but That was quite hard hitting there. Yeah, they are. Look, like deep in thought there, eyes closed, introspective, eyes closed here. You're right. Deep, deep in thought. So they've been doing some introspection for sure, and they've come up and, they've come to this answer, I think. So it'd be interesting to see how this manifests, what they have to say, and how they express this to you, Tia. Yeah, but such a deep thinker that I feel like, at times, yeah, they can get lost in their thoughts. Keep us posted anyway, how that manifests. Sruthi, my love, you are next if you want to post your question. And then we have Kritika. If you want to be ready for posting your question as well. Thank you, Shruti. So, Shruti says, thanks, Kritika. Shruti says, I have a friend who only talks to me when she needs me. She's very pretty and always had men do everything for her. We were best friends in school, even close to go to the same college. After her marriage, which she didn't tell me about, oh, strange, we drifted apart. Now she's reaching out only when she needs something. Can you give me a spiritual guidance regarding this? Because I feel used. I want to help her, but my grandpa says I'm acting like someone with no self-respect. Oh, okay, Grandpa. Hard hitting. Let's see what Spirit says. Okay. Ace of Emotions. There is history here, so there is a lot of big feelings that maybe been resurfaced right now, Suthi, okay? That there is a connection with this person, okay? So even if this person, we kind of know from what we've said about her, her character, that like she's not the best for you. She's not really maybe a great person in some ways, but nonetheless, sometimes we can have powerful connections with these people, and it's not always as straightforward about, just cut someone out of your life. Yeah. You might not feel ready to do that, and that's okay. If you do feel like that's what you need to do, then obviously feel absolutely free to do that, feel validated to do that. She's kind of proved in the past that, it sounds like that you already know she just comes to you when she needs something. But there's obviously something still holding you to her. I don't know what that is. Maybe maybe you can explore that more. Why do I feel still connected to this person? And like I say, it's not always straightforward just to cut someone off. So this Ace of Emotions, I feel like, has come through to say, we need to explore our own feelings in this and this connection, and why we want to stay connected to this person who isn't good for us if we do. And also, if you are going to continue this connection, then what I would say is there is an opportunity here we must do things differently. And what that means is that, you are older now, you have grown as a person, You've got a lot of self-awareness. You've got a lot of insight into who you are, what you want. So there's no reason why you can't kind of apply that to this relationship. The Ace of Emotions is like a new beginning, a fresh start in a way. So I feel like if you want to stay in connection with this person, then that's okay. Allow yourself to have that. That's free will. That's your choice. But what Spirit is advising is to do things differently, then to show up for yourself more and to have boundaries, to speak out more, to be more direct, to advocate for yourself, whatever that means. Yeah, whatever that looks like to you, but a combination probably of all those things in a way that maybe you didn't in the past because you were young. It can be, I feel like we've all had this friend, who maybe we look up to in some ways, and we're impressed by them, or whatever it is that kind of hooks you in, that draws you to this person, but we kind of know that they're not really treating us right. One moment. So Sufi says, I want to help her. Okay, but my grandma says, sorry, your grandpa says I'm acting like someone with no self-respect. Yes, but I think he's right. I have a habit of chasing love. Okay, she's not someone I can rely on. So it sounds like that you know that you don't want this connection, I think, Sruthi. So then you must kind of honor that, okay? Because you say, I think he's right and I have a habit of chasing love. So then this is an opportunity to the Ace of Emotions to do something new, do something different, is to, stand up for yourself this time and to walk away. I mean, you don't have to tell her. You don't have to have a deep and meaningful conversation. You don't owe her anything. You can just ghost her if you wanted to. You can just not reply, or you can just say you're busy. Whatever answer that you want. She plays the victim card. One more, please, Spirit. Well, there we go. Holding a boundary here, Sruthi, okay? Look how it's not easy necessarily. So this is obviously kind of triggering for you. Like, say it's something is keeping you hooked. But I feel like you've almost answered your own question in the sense of that I feel like you don't want this person in your life, okay? And you don't want to go through this again. And the Seven of Inspiration here, look at this. This is you, and you are protecting your light, your energy. And this is holding space and have this very, very strong boundary here. But it's tough, yeah? It takes energy, it takes intent, and it takes purpose and focus. But this is a time this is an opportunity, Shruti, to stand up for yourself and to advocate for yourself. And I feel like you do have it in you. Look how this light is kind of been illuminated in this image at this moment, yeah? And it's like you have this powerful light within you. And you need to value that and protect that from people who will try to take that light in a way, use it, feed off it. So let's do something different this time round, whatever you choose to do, Shruti, because I'm a big advocate, of free will. And there's no judgment here in whatever you decide to do. But if you do decide to stay in this connection, then at least keep boundaries and do something different. Don't repeat the past. Or the doing something different and keeping your boundaries could be that you decide to walk away from this person, okay, this time around, and say, I'm out. I don't want to continue this friendship. You don't have to verbalize that, like say you don't owe her anything. So I hope that resonated. Okay, so Kritika, this is for you, my love. I know you've posted your question. Kritika asks, what does Vape have feel for me currently? He never speaks about his emotions. In contact, but he's not expressing his feelings. So let's see what he is feeling. Oh, just had this. Crazy. Collective energy. They're having a deep dive of feelings. There are emotions going on here. Big emotions, okay? You see this, doesn't matter about gender here. It is a woman. But there's a deep dive here. An ace of emotions. Critique is about love, romance, you know, obviously when in a love reading. So, and the Ace of Emotions is about, there is a lot of potential here, okay? It is, they are feeling new love feelings for you, romantic feelings for you. It is the beginning of that, okay, for them. But, you know, they need to express this to you, okay? I feel like Spirit has come through to reassure you in the sense of to say, look, it is all there. They are feeling what you hope they're feeling. They are falling in love even with you, I would say, with this Ace of Emotions, because it has this intensity to it. It's a beautiful card when we stand back and kind of look at that image, yeah? Let's pull a card of comment on this not being able to express the feelings, though. How to sort of deal with that, what's going to happen with that, whatever Spirit needs to say. That sounds good, Sruthi. Sruthi says, I don't want her in my life anymore. There you go. Yeah, thank you, always bringing clarity. I will stand up for myself. Probably not reply to the message or act busy. Yes. Love and light, Sruthi. Okay, so back to this not being able to express the feelings, yeah. This is a hopeful card. Four of Inspiration is actually, it's interesting. It's actually a card of commitment. It can be a card of marriage, even when it's a love reading. I don't often talk about that, but I'll throw it out there if it, you know, if the message comes through. But it's certainly about commitment, and it's a card of celebration. And it's also about, it's interesting that the Four of Inspiration talks about as well that we have to enjoy the journey. So what I would say is that there is progress maybe going on behind the scenes with this person, okay? That this is something always about them. They'll always maybe struggle to express their feelings to you. But actually, there is something going on behind the scenes where they're going in the right direction, and that in time that you will see improvements. So if you can, right now, if it feels enough, if it feels okay, to try to just trust and believe that these, you know, emotions and feelings are there, of romance, of love, all that good stuff, and that we're actually moving towards this Four of Inspiration, which is more stability, which is more commitment, and the relationship is sort of going in the right direction. So maybe over time that this is something that they will begin to trust you more, open up more, whatever this issue is that they're blocked on, that they find difficult to communicate, will begin to ease. They'll never be, you know, the best at it, maybe, but we do see progress. And I don't think it's like a deal breaker or a killer of this connection or this relationship, okay? So, yeah, giving him time. So allow this to unfold, because both these messages, both these cards, you know, are full of love, full of potential, and are very reassuring. So trust, you know, in that, trust that they're feeling all the feelings. And I feel like this will improve over time. They'll get better at expressing themselves. So just be there, encourage them, you know, broach that subject about how they feel. If they might need a little nudge and encouragement, it's okay to do that, to try and get them to open up. And I feel like things, yeah, will get easier in that respect. So I hope that resonated. Nice reading there. Yeah, beautiful cards. I agree, Kritika. Okay, so Bhavya, my dear, if you were here, Bhavya and Samreen. I'm not sure if Samreen's here. I haven't seen her. Normally I do, but exciting. Hey, Kritika. Very reassuring, I would say. So I hope you felt that reassurance. Thank you, Bhavya. I hope I'm pronouncing that right as well. It's because I know it's all sort of a longer word, yeah. But let me know if that's correct, Bhavya. The first half of it, obviously. Kritika says, thank you so much, Seer resonated with me. Good. Yes, says Bhavya, cool. So what is the future of my connection with Agam? In contact. We've been talking for the past 4 months. Okay, let's have a look. Awesome. So let's have a look at the future of this connection with Bhavya and Agam. Oh, how nice, Bhavya. The Sun, the happiest card in the deck. A lot of happiness is ahead for you for this connection, quite simply. The major arcanas are very straight to the point, yeah? They just say what they say in a very open and very simple but powerful way. This glowing, beautiful yellow sun, full of warmth, full of happiness, full of heart as well, it feels like, because I'm sort of drawn to the red in this card as well, the heart chakra, the heart space. Tell me more, Spirit. We don't really need to know more than that. I would just say that there is a great deal of happiness here in the future for you, Bhavya. But because I'm nosy, I'll pull another card. There we go. So Ace of Materials. So it's been 4 months, yeah, which is still very early days. So we have the Ace of Materials, which is a beginning, and we're still in the beginning, okay, Bhavya? But the materials is ruled by the element of earth, and earth is it is slow moving, so that's something to be aware of about this connection. I know you've mentioned this before, that you're scared of commitment, so I would say just try to ignore that, okay, for now, as much as you can. Just don't even give that attention. Don't hyperfixate on that issue even. Because the Ace of Materials is because it's ruled by Earth, it means that it is grounded in reality. Okay, so this is like a real connection. It has a lot of potential, and it's much like a flower, I always say, in the sense that we can't rush how fast a flower grows. Yeah, we want to see it bloom in all its glory. But you can't force that to happen, okay? All we can do is water it, nurture it, you know, give it sunlight, give it food. But it has its own timeline, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm not saying that you have to stick around and wait for that. You know, if you don't feel like you're getting enough out of it, then that's free will, that you can explore other opportunities, explore other connections as well. I always advise people, don't put all your eggs in one basket with one person. Don't hang all your future of love and romance on this one person. Explore other options in the meantime, yeah? But with this connection, I mean, there is the promise of happiness in the future, so we can't ignore that, okay? That's just straight up in your face. It's saying that this is the future, this is possible, and this is a good thing. How we get there is slowly. It will require patience and will go at its own timeline and its own pace. If you're someone who doesn't want that, who moves quicker on relationships, then that's fine, and moves on a quicker timeline, then maybe that this isn't for you, and that's okay. But we are still at the beginning. You know, 4 months is quite early, so it's okay, I feel like, to give it time and to give it space if you feel comfortable with that. And don't put too much on that, because this sun is here. Hope that resonated. Okay, Samreen, I don't think you're here, but so Anne, my love, if you want to post your question, my dear, when you're ready. We have Anne, and then we have Eco7. Thank you, Anne. So Anne says, what guidance does the universe have for me about a long closed chapter finally opening in 2026? Can you give me more info, Anne? Just what area that we're looking at? A long closed chapter finally opening. That's very cryptic. Give me a little more to go on. Is this a relationship? Is this a project? Is this... I was just wondering what you mean by what is the long closed chapter though, Anne? Does that make sense? Yeah. I'm intrigued by what you mean by a long closed chapter. Queen of Materials, so the 2026 energy that is coming in for you. I mean, materials can be first up would say is the area of more obviously work, career, money. And finding your groove maybe more with this. If you felt like, it sounds like from what you're saying, and that this is what is opening up for you in 2026. Where will you have a breakthrough? Maybe you feel closed down in both career and love. But the first thing on the cards in 2026, or say the first thing that Spirit wants to bring your attention to, is more, we can't deny with the Queen of Materials, the area of money, love, money, slip of the tongue there, Freudian slip, money, career, work, and finding your confidence, finding your groove. This can be also about financial abundance as well. So if you've been seeking more financial success, but always what strikes me about this Queen of Materials energy is how confident that she is. So maybe that's something that we've lost along the way, or something that we feel has been missing, like something this Queen of Materials feels very proud about her achievements and is out there in the world, and you just see how sort of well dressed she is, how confident she is, and the Queen of Materials is very abundant as well. So maybe that needs to come first before even the love comes. You know, that maybe finding success in this area of career and stepping up, having more responsibility, having more success, having more power will give us this boost, and will open doors, will maybe bring new people into your world, into your life. And maybe just that you will feel, I see you feeling more, you know, this kind of energy, this kind of person, like there's a whole shift in, like this person is very vibrant, and feels unstoppable in many respects. And maybe having that shift, then that will help in relationships, you know, in people that you might cross paths with, how you feel about yourself. Your confidence will be upped on a whole new level, and that will then, that, you know, that does seep out to all aspects of our life. Anything else, Spirit? Ooh. And then we've got Major Arcana to say the world cosmos. So there's a whole new chapter opening up for you. The world will turn. The world cosmos is all about old energies ending, you know, and new beginnings starting. And I feel like there will be, we're always in this process, you know, about we're always moving, changing, and if we can embrace that, which I think you are, and someone who is able to do that, who is always working on themselves, striving, moving forward. So it feels like the message I'm hearing, that there will be several new chapters in 2026, yeah? All that we have to do really is be open. And what's important as well with the message of the world cosmos is to make sure that we close out old energies correctly, so that we don't carry them with us into the future, and we don't take a kind of hangover with us of our past experiences. So the question was, you know, what does the universe have to say to you about long closed chapters finally opening? I feel like it'll say there are several chapters and that will reopen, not just one. Yeah, I feel like this is maybe the area of work and money, it's brought spirits brought through that through to the first one, so maybe that's the first one that you'll experience in 2026, but there will be several. So that's exciting. Change is always good generally, or everything changes. Change is the one thing that is guaranteed. Yeah. I'm glad that resonated, Anne. Hey Shreya, catch us on Friday. Like I say, get on the list on the day before. You need to keep an eye on the community posts for the schedule of when I go live, because it fills up so quick, the list. So to get in early, that's the best place. Keep an eye on the community posts for the updates, okay, for the schedule and the list opening. So Eco 7, this is for you. Thank you for posting. Anyone else as well who's missed the list today, I'll be live on Friday. The list opens on Thursday on the community post. Just make sure you've got your notifications on for the channel, and that will keep you updated. So Eco 7 asks, would I be able to have more comfortable relationship with healthy distancing with my in-laws next year? I remember the history behind this Eco 7. I've told my husband that I don't want to be dismissed. Okay, so let's have a look at the guidance and the energy around the aim being a more comfortable relationship and a healthy a healthy distancing with your in-laws. So there's obviously some feeling that they're being invasive here, Eco 7, that they're encroaching your space, your life. So let's have a look at this healthy distancing. If you can comment on that, Spirit, for Eco 7. Page of Emotions. We must follow our heart with this, okay? Page of Emotions is about assessing the situation, but I very much feel like it's about protecting your feelings and your emotions, and how we get to where we want to go is connected to, so when we see emotions, there is something about the approach that we need to take is softly, gentle, okay? It needs to be heart led. So which I think maybe you understand already, like we can't go in heavy as a heavy hitter. I feel like we won't get the result that we want. It's almost like the phrase as well that like we'll catch more flies with honey than vinegar, you know? Sometimes we have to, with the people that, you know, are very difficult and challenging, but we're not able to get away from, we have to be strategic. But I also keep hearing, so take how this resonates, okay? I feel like, you know, you have to follow your heart. I have to follow my heart on this. So it's like, it's something very strong in you and in your feelings that, you know, like needs to happen. We need to find a way through this, that we feel okay, that you feel okay with. So how does that look? Tell me more, Spirit, about, you know we need to do a softly approach. I mean, can you make yourself unavailable? How would this look, this distancing? Do we need to like physically just not be there? Do we need to, you know, can we create ways of being, you know, busy, unavailable? Can we make ourselves less available? Eco 7, I understand. Okay. The Hanged Man, yeah. So the Hanged Man is about, because there's something about this situation, you know, they are your in-laws. We can't cut them off. We can't walk away from them. So there is a kind of stuck feeling or feeling trapped, which, you know, I think we can all relate to sometimes with family. It's like we can't get away from them. Like, you know, if we cross paths with someone like this in outside of our family, we would probably just cut them off and we could just get them out of our life, yeah. But the Hanged Man is about a change of perspective, about maybe being able to see that you've got more options of how to deal with this. I don't feel like it's almost like emotionally, I feel like that you have to like retract and close off and become less available, you know, to them emotionally, physically, if you can be, and protect yourself. And that can manifest in being less reactive to these people as well, like maybe that they're seeking a reaction in you, seeing you being bothered, being affected. It's like we've got to kind of cut off feeding this emotionally somehow. There's nothing maybe practically that you can do more than what you've already done. Okay, so you have been deliberately avoiding. Currently in process for my husband to shield me from bad energy, yeah. So you're able to put it more on your husband as well, because he's gonna have to be the bridge, isn't he, Eco 7? He hopefully that he can step up and stand up and be that bridge between, like he'll have to be the person who deals with them the most, like you say, and protects you. The power really lies with him, because I imagine that if they're going to listen to anyone, they would need, you know, you will need his backing and they will need to listen to him. Your connection with him here, this is your husband, this is you, Page of Materials. Can you, I mean, if you can, I don't know how receptive your husband is this, because I know it's a tricky dynamic. Page of Materials is about kind of talking it out, talking it through, even discussing strategy if possible, you know, literally having a kind of like, this is the approach that we're going to take. So when they do this, I kind of need you to do that, etc. Kind of ABC. Page of Materials is about slow and steady progress as well. So I do feel like you'll be able to crack this. If we can go in a slow and steady way, keep communication good between you and your husband. Understand that, you know, there's only so much that you can do. There isn't, I feel like you're kind of almost doing everything that you can do already. And we need to be heart-led. We need to protect our emotions. And what you can control is how you react to them. And try not to give them whatever it is that they seem to be seeking from you and causing issues with you. So I'll leave that there. I hope that resonated. It was kind of almost a cryptic message, but I hope it made sense to you, because obviously you know all the ins and outs of this. Okay. Eco 7 says a picture speaks 1,000 words. My kids are not very young anymore. Okay, so there needs to be some kind of change. He hasn't been that for the past years. Okay, try to work on that. I mean, I'm sure you have, but strategy, communication with him. But other than that, then yeah, emotionally retracting yourself, like making yourself as unavailable as possible, giving as little to this as possible, giving it as little oxygen, like trying to starve something out, yeah, by feeding it as little as possible. Sometimes that's all that we can do, you know, starve it of oxygen. I hope that makes sense. Okay, Gita, my love. So we have Gita, Anshuman, and Nat Nat, last but not least. If you're here, please go ahead and post. Thank you, Gita. So Gita says, what is Prem thoughts when he saw me first time? His impression about me when I'm in front of him. What are his feelings towards me? So is this just like the beginnings of a new connection here, Gita? Let's see what his impressions of you were. Is this someone that you're dating? Ooh, Major Arcana, so a big impression, Gita, here. The Wheel of Fortune, this is a nice energy. It's a kind of a fun energy almost as well, yeah? Because the Wheel of Fortune is like when it feels like that luck turns in our favor. And I feel like they feel like they're meeting with you, their connection with you. It felt like there was a shift, okay? So maybe that they have struggled to make connections with other people, or they've felt like there's been some kind of effort and struggle there. But I feel like when they connected with you, that it felt easier, yeah? Maybe conversation is very easy between you. And the Wheel of Fortune is literally like a change of fortune, and you know, a positive change of fortune. When things begin to get easier, they may even feel like this connection is fated in some way as well, that the universe has brought you this connection to them. And yeah, there is a sense of relief, and there is a sense of fun, and there is a sense of ease here. So all very good energies. And I think that they actually feel lucky. The Wheel of Fortune is about luck. So I feel like that they feel lucky to have this connection, to have come across this connection. They do have some fears, some anxieties, worries, but I think it's because they would like this connection to progress and to they want it to be everything that it kind of appears to be, yeah. And this is maybe something that, you know, as soon as it's natural, isn't it? Like when we meet someone or connect with someone who resonates with us and that we feel something for, or we connect to, and there's a spark there. There is like anxiety in that. It's kind of part of the butterflies. It's exciting, but it's also a bit of fear and a bit of worry about if this is going to work out, and they would like it to. They may have this predisposition, something about their character, someone who kind of maybe overthinks, maybe worries. But that's something just to be aware of for you, about if this connection progresses and as you chat, that maybe that's something that they'll share with you, or something that becomes apparent to you. But in answer to your question, they feel very happy about this connection, okay? Oh, and then we've got the Two of Emotions at the bottom of the deck there, just popping through. They hope this will progress into a deep connection. Two of Emotions is the card of soulmates. Okay, I hope that resonated, Geeta. Anshuman, this is for you. Anshuman asks, what energies are coming towards me in the near future in any area of life? So I don't do general readings. Currently single though. Do you mean love then, if you're saying you're single, Anshuman? So I don't do general. And then Nat Nat, my love, if you are here, please go ahead and post. You're welcome, Geeta. Yes, maybe. Yes, maybe. Okay, I'm going to have a look at love, Anshuman. Oh, these cards don't want to come out. Okay, after what has been really quite a turbulent time with this Six of Voices card, talks about we've been through some up and downs in the area of love, some difficulties, choppy waters, okay? And the Six of Voices is a card of transformation, to say that we are moving towards something that is more peaceful and a connection here, okay? Someone will come into your energy field. This is you who has been maybe feeling a bit isolated, a bit lonely, even maybe in the area of love, feeling a bit lost after what's happened in the past of stops and starts, connections that haven't worked out as we had hoped. But this is someone's energy. Look how beautiful this person's energy is. They're dressed, they're adorned in all this jewelry. And there is a depth about this person as well, that I feel, like a sincerity. You can see how they're sort of focusing. There is just a sensitivity that I feel about their energy and a genuine connection with you. And this connection will be, I feel like we've had something similar for you, Anshuman, about this when we've looked at this in the past. There's someone who is coming through yet who, what strikes me most about their energy is how still they are. They have this kind of inner peace, really, which is obvious to all those around them. There's someone who will be quite quiet, who would have almost this sweetness about them. They maybe have a very strong spiritual connection, and this is what gives them this peace, but they're just someone who has this kind of easygoingness about them as well. And maybe that will be different to what you've experienced in the past. And I feel like you're someone who moves through the world, who is kind of high energy, moves the world at a fast pace, and is kind of busy and maybe more gregarious, outgoing. And this person will kind of calm you down and will bring that calmness through to you, Anshuman, and be kind of like a good influence, and maybe also give you insight in kind of maybe a different viewpoint. You know, it's okay, Anshuman, like you don't need to worry about that so much, you know, like don't worry about maybe what people think of you so much, or you know, maybe they'll help you slow down if you're someone who's kind of rushing and busy. They'll have a very calming influence on you. So really nice energy there. So hold space for that person, yeah? Manifest that person. There we go. So Anshuman says yes. So Anshuman says, oh, hold on. Excuse me. Anshuman says, yeah, meet with a girl and she caught my attention, same city. Ganesh is here with us, yeah. Fast and busy. All my secrets are open to you, lol. So this will be someone who, yeah, will be a really nice calming influence on your busy, and you know, you'll be a good influence on them as well. You'll be spontaneous and outgoing, and I feel like they'll enjoy that about you. Okay, so last but not least, this is for Nat Nat. Nat Nat says, "Hi Seer, I cut ties with David and Antonio. As you said, David was defensive. What? Who's coming in love? Still hopeful. Absolutely still hopeful. Wow, so big change there, Nat Nat. Cutting ties. You did it. That's a big deal. I know what a big deal that is really after that. You know, this is a long history there. I bet that's not the last of it as well that you'll hear from David. So be prepared for that. That will cycle back round with more to say. Try and pull you back in. But let's see what's happening next. We've cleared the space. We've cut the ties. What's next in love? What's next in love for Nat Nat? Oh, wow. 10 of materials. How lovely. Commitment. It's about, which is what you've decided to do, is clear space for, you know, you're keeping your standards high, you're going for the ideal, and you're not settling. 10 of materials is having our ideal. It's a card of success, okay? It's a card of commitment, it's a card of stability. It can be about marriage, family, kids, but whatever your version of 10 of materials is, okay? That's just a traditional kind of breakdown of what someone's kind of ideal would be. It's about financial success as well. So success, you know, having the house, having the car, having the career, having the family. But as I say, whatever that would look like to you. Tell me more about this, Spirit. So it says, you know, what is coming next? It feels like, you know, everything's coming next for you. So you're absolutely right not to give up hope. And really, by cutting these ties, was an act of abundance and was an act of hope, because you said, you know what, I'm not going to settle. I'm not going to keep this energy in my life, and I'm going to clear the space and hold space for this. And anything less than that, you know, doesn't get the vibe check, you know, doesn't pass, isn't allowed in to my life, to my space. Can you tell me anything about the energetic signature of what's next in love for Nat Nat? Stressful few days, yeah, Nat, almost on the same day. How strange when everything always happens at once, yeah. He actually said, oh, the L word, but I don't know if his ego will let him reach back. Wow. So he said he loved you, but he... the plot thickens. I predict, I mean, you know, that he'll be back. Tell me about the energetic signature of next love connection for Nat Nat. Oof. Major Arcana. So your person has to go through, or is going through, a tower moment. Tell you what resonates with this, you know, if you feel like it's someone in your energetic field already or someone new. But the tower moment is when their life as they knew it, you know, falls apart, essentially, okay? The tower moment is when the rug is ripped from under us. And that can be that their marriage, their relationship, you know, their structure, what they thought was their 10 of materials, breaks down in a sudden and shocking way. Okay, that's how we know the Tower energy. And it's very tough when it happens, and it really makes us question everything. We can go to some dark places. Yeah, we all experience these Tower moments really in our life. Sometimes people, you know, bigger Tower moments than others. But they have to sort of go through that before they kind of connect with you. But this is something that's going to shape them. I don't know if this is David. I just have to put that out there, okay? But I don't know if you're open to reconnecting with them. But I'm just a bit conscious of, I know that, anyway, that's just what comes through to me, that it could be a possibility. But if that resonates with you, if it doesn't, you know, leave that. But something has to break down in order to clear the space, you know, the path and the road for your connection. And the Tower moment is very much like a spiritual intervention. It picks us up and takes us away literally from what we thought our path was, and says, sorry, that wasn't aligned for you, but you were never going to get yourself out of it. So we've kind of spiritually intervened, picked you up and dropped you somewhere entirely different, and you have to like build everything from scratch. It's a lovely lesson. Major Arcana though. Yeah, after the goodbye now he wants to say it, exactly. Yeah, healed. Well, it's part of the path. I feel like what it will bring with them, Nat, is like a wisdom, really, you know, someone who's been through that Tower moment, like you've been through yours. Yeah, it's the very hard lesson, but it gives us a lot of depth and a lot of wisdom is what we can take from that, you know, being completely uprooted. And it really, you know, I suppose it very much sharpens your perspective about what you want and who you are as well. Final message, please, Spirit. Final message. Oh, another major arcana. So justice will be done. You will get, again, I feel like this is, you will get what you want. Spirit isn't really going to tell me much more other than this Tower moment, that they've been kind of to hell and back, but this has shaped them, and this makes them, I feel like, appreciate and really understand what this Ten of Materials is for them. Justice is about rights being wronged, a fair outcome. You're constantly evolving and transforming all the time. And this is someone reaching out to you and leveling up and meeting you after your own Tower moment, you know. But the very center is the promise of what you want, really, Nat coming through. But wow, what a journey to get there. What a journey for both of you to get there. But it will make it, you know, all the more powerful. And I think a clear understanding about what you want and a clear appreciation of what you want, because you've both been through your own individual Tower moment. I hope that resonated. Makes sense, says Nat. Beautiful cards. Yes, Spirit is very secretive of me about love. I wonder why. We'll have to look at that next time. If that's something that you feel, Nat. Why is Spirit secretive about love? It's a good question. Let's ask that on Friday if you can make it. Okay, I'm going to end the live there. Thank you all who came, who asked your questions. I hope the readings brought you some peace, brought you some clarity. If you didn't make the list, please do join us on Friday. The list will be opened on the community page on Thursday. Make sure you've got your notifications turned on so that you will be notified. But I look forward to Friday. Until then, love and light, love and light. Take care, Nat Nat.